Okay, so we are going to look at some notes for tangents to circles. So there's two things that you're going to need to know about tangents to circles. The first one, okay, if you have a circle and you have an exterior point, and that exterior point creates two different tangents to your circle, the two lengths that, this exterior point and these 2 points of tangency, they're the same. So if this is x, this is also x. So those two things are the same. So we can write that. So when two line segments are tangent to the same circle, and meet at the same point, they have equal lengths. Okay, so let's look at an example. Okay, so let's say we have a circle. Let's put our point out here, make a tangent line, make another tangent line. If this length is 50 and this length is x minus 24, and it wants you to solve for x. So we know that this length and this length are the same. So we know that x minus 24 equals 50. So to solve for x, we add 24 to both sides. And we know that x is going to equal 74. Okay, then we have one more thing that we need to know about tangents to circles. So if we have a circle, and we draw in a radius. So a radius goes from the center of the circle to an outside point. Then we draw a tangent that goes through that point. This tangent line and this radius come together at a 90-degree angle. So we can write that. A radius and a tangent line meet at 90 degrees. So let's look at an example of that. So if I have a circle, okay, let's draw this triangle on the outside here. Okay, if this length right here is 1.5, and this length is 1, not drawn to scale, sorry, and if this length is x, and this is what we're trying to find. Okay, so we got a lot going on in this picture. So first of all, we know that this is a radius, this is a tangent line, so we know that this angle right here is 90 degrees. Okay, so I'm just going to draw my triangle off to the right here. So if this is, oh, let me redraw that. Sorry, let's draw it like this. Okay, so if this is your 90-degree angle, this length is across from the right angle, so 1.5 plus 1, that's 2.5. This length is x. How do we figure out what this length is? Well, if you go back to our picture, this length we said was a what? It's a radius. This length right here is also a radius. So if this is 1.5, this is 1.5. Okay, so if you have a right triangle and you know two side lengths and you're trying to find the other side, you need to use Pythagorean theorem. So you have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so when you're using the Pythagorean theorem, remember that the longest side, which is your hypotenuse, that's always your c squared. So here we're going to have 2.5 squared. And then we can do x squared plus 1.5 squared. Okay, so from here, you want to get out your calculator. So 1.5 squared is 2.25. So you're going to have x squared plus 2.25 equals 2.5 squared, which is 6.25. Okay, you're going to subtract 2.25 from both sides. So you're going to end up with x squared equals 4. Square root both sides, and you get x equals 2. And that's your answer. Okay, we've got another problem to do. Okay, this one, I don't know why, but these are one of my favorite types of problems. So if I have a circle, and I'm going to draw a triangle around the outside of it. So, boy, oh boy. My drawing has not gotten any better with the quarantine, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so I have this point, and I have this point, and I have this point. So let's say that this length right here is 14. This whole length is 23. This whole length, let's say, is 22. And I want you to find the perimeter of the triangle. Okay, so the easiest way to look at this, if I covered this part up and cover this up, we can see that we have an outside point and it goes to a point of tangency, and this one goes to a point of tangency. So you know that this length is the same as this length. So this is 14. Okay, that was easy enough. So if this whole length is 23, this length is 14, how do I figure out what this length is? Okay, so you're going to subtract the 2, so this is going to give you 9. Again, not to scale. Okay, so then you can cover up this part. So here's your outside point. If this is 9, well, then this has to be 9. Okay, then I have this is 22 and this little part's 9. So to figure out this part, we subtract those. And that gives us 13. Then we cover up this. So here's the point outside the circle. If this is 13, this has to be 13. So remember, the perimeter is the outside of the triangle. So all we need to do is add these together. So we're going to have 13 plus 13, so that's 26, plus 14 and 14 is 28, plus 9 and 9 is 18. And if you add all of those together, 26 plus 28 plus 18, you get 72. And that is your answer. Okay, so these notes should help you for the homework that you have today.